Hi students, I am your maths teacher. In today's class, we are going to revise chapter 3, Theory of Equation, and we are going to see the sums based on the concepts. And now, we are going to start with the sums. I have three concepts. The first one is, what is a quadratic equation? I am going to have two roots, that is alpha and beta. I am going to take it. So first I am going to write like this. Let alpha and beta be the roots of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, that is the coefficient of x square, must not be equal to 0. This is the first procedure. The next one is, since I am having two roots, I am going to have only two concepts, that is sum of roots and product of roots. So what is the meaning of sum of roots and product of roots? I am going to get two answers. If I add those two answers, that is alpha plus beta must be equal to minus b by a. That is, it should be equal to minus b by a, and these calculations we are going to see with an example. And product of roots alpha into beta equal to c by a. If this condition is true, then I can say the given, that is the roots what we have found is satisfied for the given equation, given quadratic equation. And this calculation we are going to see with an example, students. The next one, if suppose they are going to give you only alpha and beta, and if they are asking you to find the equation, that is they are asking you to find the quadratic equation. If they are going to give only two roots, means definitely I am going to get only quadratic equation. To form a quadratic equation, I am going to use this formula, that is x square minus sum of root x plus product of root equal to 0. So this is the form. X square, x constant equal to 0. Same procedure only we are having here. That is x square, x constant equal to 0. But when you are forming the quadratic equation, you will be having alternate sign. That is positive, negative, positive equal to 0. That is, this can also be written like this. X square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta equal to 0. This is sum of roots and product of roots, and we are going to see all these calculations with an example. Next one, cubic equation. Cubic means I am going to have three roots, that is alpha, beta and gamma. The first one is, let alpha, beta and gamma be the roots of ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to 0, where a not equal to 0, that is the coefficient of x cube not equal to 0. Since I am having three roots, I am going to have three concepts, and this is going to be somewhat different, that is summation 1, summation 2, summation 3. For notation purpose they are using this one, that is summation 1 means I am going to have only one roots. I am going to add all those roots separately, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma equal to minus b by a. Summation 2 means I am going to pair the roots. So just I'll tell you how to keep this in your mind. That is, I'm having three roots here, alpha, beta and gamma. First one, second one and third one. You're going to write like this, that is alpha into beta, beta into gamma, gamma into alpha. That is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1. Same way, that is alpha into beta plus beta into gamma plus gamma into alpha equal to c by a. Summation 3 means three roots I am going to multiply. Alpha, beta, gamma equal to minus d by a. To form a quadratic equation, I am going to write like this, that is x cube minus alpha plus beta plus gamma x square plus alpha, that is I am going to, whatever I have paired here for the second one, summation 2 value I am going to write here, x minus alpha beta gamma equal to 0. Or that is what is the meaning inside here, summation 1, summation 2 and summation 3. This is the meaning, that is x cube minus summation 1 x square plus summation 2 x minus summation 3 equal to 0. If alpha and beta are the roots of 17x square plus 43x minus 73 equal to 0. alpha and beta are the roots of the given quadratic equation, and this is a quadratic equation. I am identifying by the highest power, that is x square. I am going to construct a quadratic equation. The first condition they are given you as alpha and beta are the roots of this given equation. Using this concept, I am going to construct a quadratic equation. This is the second part of the question. I am going to construct a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2. Now I am going to start the sum like this, students. That is, given if alpha and beta are the roots of are the roots of 17x square plus 43x minus 73 equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation, and definitely I am going to get two answers. I am not solving the answer, but they are telling those two answers are alpha and beta. Those answers are called as roots. They are telling it as alpha and beta. And what is the concept we saw in the quadratic equation? Sum of roots and product of roots. I am going to apply here, that is, sum of roots is nothing but alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. Since I am not having the value for alpha plus beta, but what is the condition we know? Alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. That is, the left hand side and right hand side answer will be same. Since I am not having the value for left hand side, I am going to calculate for right hand side. Right hand side means, before calculating the right hand side, let me take this equation. Here, the value for a is 17, B 43 and C minus 73. Let me apply here minus b by a, that is minus 43 by 17. Alpha plus beta equal to minus 43 by 17. Now we are going to find the product of roots, that is product of roots alpha into beta is equal to c by a. If you calculate what is the value for c, c equal to minus 73 by 17. That implies the value for alpha into beta is equal to minus 73 by 17. And this is a value I am getting for alpha into beta. So what is the answer? Minus 73 by 17, students. So for the first part of the question, if alpha and beta are the roots of 17x square plus 43x minus 73 equal to 0. For this particular statement alone, I have done the calculation. I am calculating the sum of roots and product of roots. Alpha plus beta and alpha into beta, I am getting the values. Using these two values only, I am going to go for the next statement of the question. That is, you are going to construct a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2. And in this place, we are going to apply those values. And now we'll do the next part of the sum. This is the first part of the sum. The next part, I am going to construct a quadratic equation. Now we are going to construct a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2. Now they are given you only the roots, that is, they are given you only the answer. Using this answer, we are going to construct the question for this particular roots, that is, we are going to find the quadratic equation. Alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2 are the two roots given here. Now I am going to find the sum of roots here, students, that is sum of roots, two roots I am going to add, that is alpha plus 2 plus beta plus 2. I am not going to write it as minus b by a. We can't apply that concept because I am not having the equation. I am going to create the equation now. Alpha, that is I am adding those two roots here. Now just here, I am going to remove the bracket. If I remove the bracket, I will be getting like this. Alpha plus 2 plus beta plus 2. which is equal to alpha plus beta plus 4. If you add these values, you will get the value as 4. Now just look at here. That is, what is the value for alpha plus beta we found out now? Alpha plus beta is nothing but minus 43 by 17. I am going to apply this value here. That is minus 43 by 17 plus 4. Just simplify the value. Minus 43 plus 68 divided by 17. You will get the answer as 25 by 17, students. So sum of roots, I am getting the value as 25 by 17. Now I am going to find the product of roots. That is, product of roots nothing but I am going to multiply. That is alpha plus 2 into beta plus 2. So how I am going to multiply here, students? That is alpha into beta, alpha into 2, 2 into beta, 2 into 2. Just see here, I am going to do the calculation in this way. That is alpha into beta plus 2 alpha plus 2 beta plus 4. So what is the value I am going to get here? Alpha into beta, I know what is the answer I am getting here. Minus 73 by 17, students. For alpha into beta, I am going to write the value directly here. That is minus 73 by 17 plus, let me take 2 outside here. If I am going to take 2 common outside, means alpha plus beta plus 4. Minus 73 by 17 plus 2. Alpha into beta, what is the value I am having here, students? That is minus 43 by 17. Minus 43 by 17 plus 4. You are going to do the calculation, students. I am going to write the final answer. That is, the final answer what you are going to get here is minus 91 by 17. Now what is the concept they are asking you to find? They are asking you to find the quadratic equation. So what is the formula? Therefore, x square minus sum of root x. Sum of root x plus product of root equal to 0. That implies, what is the value for x square? I am going to write it as it is. Sum of roots, I am getting the value as 25 by 17. That is 25 by 17x plus minus 91 by 17 equal to 0. That implies, if you want to simplify, you can simplify the value. That is x square minus 25 by 17x plus into minus 91 by 17 equal to 0. I am getting in the form of quadratic equation. That is x square x constant equal to 0. Finally, if you solve this value, you will get it in this form. That is, if you cross multiply the term, the final value will be like this: 17x square minus 25x minus 91 equal to 0.
Students, now we are going to do the sum based on cubic equation concept.
If alpha, beta and gamma are the roots of the given cubic equation, they are asking you to form a, this is the second part of the question, that is, they are asking you to form a cubic equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by gamma. So similarly, like before sum, we are going to do given alpha, beta and gamma are the roots of x cube plus 2x square plus 3x plus 4 equal to 0. Here, first I am going to find the values. So what is the value here? Here A, B, C, D. The value which is near to x cube is known as A, x square B, x, C and constant D. So what is the value near to x cube? The value near to x cube is, that is the coefficient of x cube is 1, coefficient of x square 2, coefficient of x 3, constant 4. So I'm getting these values. So what is the procedure we saw in cubic equation? We are going to use this concept, that is summation 1, summation 2, summation 3. For quadratic equation, we are finding sum of roots and product of roots. For cubic equation, we are going to use this concept, that is summation 1, summation 2, summation 3, and this is the procedure we saw. And now I'm going to find the values, that is for alpha, beta and gamma, we are not having the number. Instead of that, we are going to find the values for minus b by a, c by a and d by a. If you notice here, for all these three values, the denominator is common, that is a. Coming to minus b by a, minus, what is the value for b? 2 by 1. A is 1, so you will get the answer as minus 2. Coming to c, 3 by 1, you will get the value as 3. D, minus 4. The value for A is 1, that is minus 4. Here, summation 1, summation 2 and summation 3, we found out the value, students. Instead of that summation 1, 2 and 3, I am writing those values, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma, so on. I am writing the values. I am just writing only the values what I am getting here. And using these three values, we are going to form a cubic equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta and 1 by gamma. Now coming to the next part of the sum. To construct a cubic equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by gamma. Same procedure. What I am going to do is, first I am going to find summation 1. Let me do it slowly. Just observe your students. Summation 1. What is the concept of summation 1? If you are having 3 roots, you are going to add those 3 roots. That's all. So what is the 3 roots I am having here? 1 by alpha, 1 by beta and 1 by gamma. That is 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta plus 1 by gamma. But if you see here, the denominators are different. To make the denominator same, that is, if I want to make the denominator same, means what should I do? I should write the denominator as alpha, beta and gamma. I am going to write like this, students, that is alpha, beta and gamma. Only if I do like this, I can move on the further, I can move my calculation. Now come here. See the first fraction, 1 by alpha. And what is missing? What is the remaining 2 alphabets missing here? Beta and gamma. 2 symbols which are missing here is beta and gamma. Write that beta and gamma here. Beta and gamma plus second one, we are having beta, alpha, gamma plus third one, we are having gamma. What is missing here? Alpha, beta. Alpha, beta. Now, just see here, students. For this particular numerator part, I am having the value here. So, what is the value? 3. And the denominator part, alpha, beta, gamma, I am having the value as minus 4. Just substitute the value, that is 3 divided by minus 4. Coming to summation 2, we are going to just pair like this, that is 1 by alpha into 1 by beta plus 1 by beta into 1 by gamma plus 1 by gamma into 1 by alpha. So how can I write this one, students? That is 1 by alpha beta plus 1 by beta gamma plus 1 by gamma alpha. Again, if I want to make the denominator same. So what is the denominator I am going to get in common? Alpha, beta and gamma. I will just do one step further. What is the symbol? That is, what is the notation missing here? Alpha I am having, beta I am having, gamma is missing here. So divide and multiply by gamma. That is the actual procedure. Gamma divided by alpha, beta and gamma. Plus here alpha is missing. That is divide and multiply by alpha, alpha, beta and gamma. Here beta is missing. That is divide and multiply by beta divided by alpha, beta and gamma. Just I am writing in order. So what is the answer I am going to get here? Now the denominator is same. So I can write it one time. Alpha, beta and gamma. The top one is gamma plus alpha plus beta. The order changed. The order is changed. It is not a matter. You can rearrange. If you want, you can rearrange as alpha plus beta plus gamma. Just I'll rearrange and show you. Alpha plus beta plus gamma divided by alpha, beta and gamma. And what is the value I am getting here, students? Alpha plus beta plus gamma, we found out the value. That is, the value is minus 2 divided by alpha, beta, gamma is minus 4. If you calculate, you will get the answer as 1 by 2. The last one is summation 3. What is the meaning of summation 3? You are going to multiply all the 3. 1 by alpha into 1 by beta into 1 by gamma. So what is the answer I am going to get here, students? 1 by alpha, beta and gamma. 1 divided by, what is the answer we found for alpha, beta and gamma is minus 4, which is nothing but minus 1 by 4 is my answer. Now if you notice here, for summation 1 I am getting the value as minus 3 by 4. Summation 2 I am getting the value as 1 by 2. Summation 3 I am getting the value as minus 1 by 4. Using this, I am going to form a cubic equation. So to form a cubic equation, we are going to use this formula, that is, cubic means we are going to start with x cube. X cube minus summation 1 x square plus summation 2 x minus summation 3 equal to 0, which is nothing but x cube. What is the value for summation 1? Minus 3 by 4 x square plus summation 2 1 by 2 x minus of minus 1 by 4 equal to 0. You are going to simplify, that is x cube minus into minus plus 3 by 4 x square plus 1 by 2 x plus 1 by 4 equal to 0. You are going to do this calculation. You are going to make the denominator same, and I am going to write the final value, students. You are going to do the calculation and see. So their final answer will be in this way, students. That is 4x cube plus 3x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0.
Now we are going to do a sum based on degree 4, that is
Second sum. Construct a cubic equation with roots 2, minus 2 and 4. Cubic equation means you will be having 3 roots. I am going to take like this, that is, let alpha equal to 2, beta minus 2 and gamma equal to 4. Alpha, beta and gamma. I am taking the value like this. Alpha equal to 2, beta equal to minus 2 and gamma equal to 4. So what is the procedure? You will be having summation 1, summation 2 and summation 3. So let me do the calculation. Summation 1 means, what is the meaning, students? Summation 1, alpha plus beta plus gamma. What is the value? 2 plus minus 2 plus 4. You will get the answer as 4. Coming here, let us alpha into beta, 2 into minus 2 plus minus 2 into 4 plus 4 into 2. If you calculate, what is the answer? Minus 4 minus 8 plus 8. You will get the answer as minus 4. If you multiply this one, alpha, beta and gamma, 2 into minus 2 into 4 means you will get the answer as minus 16. They are asking you to form a cubic equation. What is the formula to form a cubic equation? That is x cube minus summation 1 x square plus summation 2x minus summation 3 equal to 0. That implies you are going to replace the value, students. That is x cube minus 4x square plus minus 4x minus of minus 16 equal to 0. If you write it properly, you will get the answer as x cube minus 4x square minus 4x plus 16 equal to 0. Exercise 3.1 fourth sum. They are given you the equation and also they are given you the condition that the product of... Before starting with exercise 3.2 second sum, we are going to see two theorems now. The first one is complex conjugate root theorem. So what is a condition, that is what is a concept they are telling in this theorem is, if z0 is a root of the polynomial equation means automatically conjugate, that is z0 bar is also a root. That is the condition they are telling you in this theorem. That is, next theorem, let p and q be rational numbers such that root q is irrational. If p plus root q is a root of a quadratic equation, if you see here, we are not having real part and imaginary part. Instead, we are having one value as rational and another in the form of root, that is irrational. If p plus root q is a root of a quadratic equation means, then automatically I can say that p minus root q is also the root of the same quadratic equation. What is the thing? Instead of conjugate, plus a root q, it will be having minus root q. That is p plus root q root means automatically I will be having p minus root q is also the root of the same equation. And using these two theorem conditions, we are going to see the sums now. Exercise 3.2 second sum. Find a polynomial equation of minimum degree with rational coefficient having 2 plus root 3i as a root. Exercise 3.2 second sum. Given 2 plus root 3i is a root with the rational coefficient. According to the theorem, automatically I am going to have 2 minus root 3i is also a root. Now, I am going to take, let alpha be 2 plus root 3i and beta be 2 minus root 3i. Even if I interchange this alpha and beta, it is not going to be a problem. Since I am having only two roots, I am going to get a quadratic equation, degree 2. Sum of roots, you are going to add these two values. Imaginary part will get cancelled. You will get the answer as 4. Product of roots, alpha into beta. It is of the form a plus b into a minus b. Here the value for a is 2 and b is root 3i. So according to the algebraic formula, I am going to get the value as a square minus b square. So root 3i the whole square. So what is the value for root 3 the whole square? 3. I square, instead of I square, I am going to replace the value as minus 1. Since the value for I square is minus 1, I am going to replace the value as minus 1. So after calculating, I am going to get the answer as 7. The formation of quadratic equation formula is this one. X square minus sum of root x plus product of root equal to 0. That is x square minus 4x plus 7 equal to 0 is the required answer. Exercise 3.2 third sum. Find a polynomial equation of minimum degree with rational coefficients having 2i plus 3 as a root. Exercise 3.2 third sum. Given, they have given in your question, they are given you as 2i plus 3. I am writing this as a real part plus imaginary part. That is 3 plus 2i is a root with a rational coefficient. So according to the theorem, definitely I am going to get 3 minus 2i is also a root. I am going to take this as alpha. Let alpha equal to 3 plus 2i and beta equal to 3 minus 2i. As usual, sum of roots you are going to add. Imaginary part get cancelled. You will get the answer as 6. Product of roots, a plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square. You are going to calculate. The value for I square is going to be minus 1. You are going to replace. After the final calculation, you will get the answer as 13. Two roots. So quadratic equation, minimum polynomial equation is going to be the quadratic equation, that is x square minus sum of root x plus product of root equal to 0. So the final answer is x square minus 6x plus 13 equal to 0. In this theorem, I am going to take the second part. If root p plus root q is the root of the polynomial equation with the rational coefficients, then the remaining three combinations are also the root of the same polynomial equation. They can give you anything. In this one, they are given you root p plus root q. Instead of that, you may have root p minus root q. Just you are going to change the signs. That is, we are going to have the 4 combinations here. So this is the idea of the theorem, and based on this, we are going to do exercise 3.2 fourth sum. That is degree 4 equation we are going to find using this concept. Having root 5 minus root 3 as a root. Exercise 3.2 fourth sum. They are given you, now only we saw the theorem. According to the theorem condition, we are going to do this sum, students. Given root 5 minus root 3 as a root. We are not having the imaginary parts here. If you see, I am having root 5 minus root 3 as a root. That is plus root 5 minus root 3. Now just see here. Plus root 5 minus root 3 they are given. இப்போ இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா plus இருக்கு, இங்க minus இருக்கு. என்னோட நான் மீதி இருக்க 3 காம்பினேஷன்ஸ் எழுத போறேன். எப்படின்னா ரெண்டுமே பாசிட்டிவ். plus root 5 plus root 3, நெகட்டிவ் minus root 5 minus root 3. இங்க ஆல்டர்னேட்டா சேஞ்ச் பண்ண போறோம். அதாவது minus root 5 plus root 3. இப்போ the given root is plus root 5 minus root 3. The remaining 3 I am writing in this combination according to the theorem. Now how I am going to do the sum is, I am going to pair the roots 2, 2. I am going to take the first 2 and the next 2 as another set. Using the first 2 I am going to form a quadratic equation. The next 2 I am going to form a quadratic equation. I am going to get 2 quadratic equations. I am going to multiply. Now just see a student. Since root 5 minus root 3 is a root with a rational coefficient, I am taking the first one, that is root 5 plus root 3 is also a root. You can take anything according to your convenient. You can take any 3 combinations. I am going to write it as alpha 1 and beta 1. For our understanding, I am just taking it as alpha 1, beta 1, or you can take it as alpha 1 and alpha 2. It is according to your wish. Sum of roots and product of roots. You are going to do the calculation, students. After calculating, we are going to get the answer for sum of root as 2 root 5, product of roots 2. You are going to use this formula for forming quadratic equation, and what is the answer I am getting here is x square minus 2 root 5x plus 2 equal to 0 is going to be the first one. Similarly, alpha 2 I am going to take it as root 5 plus root 3, and beta 2 I am going to take it as root 5 minus root 3. Sum of roots alpha 2 plus beta 2. We are going to calculate. The terms will get cancelled according to the calculation. The answer what I am getting here is minus 2 root 5. Product of roots alpha 2 into beta 2. That is, this is going to be in this form, a plus b into a minus b. Calculate, students. Just check the sign while you are calculating. A square minus b square formula I am using. I am getting the answer as 2. Formation of quadratic equation, x square minus sum of root x plus product of root equal to 0, and I am getting the second equation in this way, that is x square plus 2 root 5x plus 2 equal to 0. From 1 and 2, we get the required polynomial equation as. From 1 and 2, I am going to take 2 quadratic equation. I am going to make some adjustment. What is the adjustment I am going to do here is, if you see these 2 equations, the only difference is minus 2 root 5x plus 2 root 5x. I am going to make an adjustment in such a way. X square plus 2 I am going to put it in brackets. So I am going to write in this form a minus b, a plus b. In place of a, you are having it as x square plus 2, and in place of b, you are having it as 2 root 5x. This is going to be a square minus b square formula, students. Calculate. The final answer is going to be x to the power 4 minus 16x square plus 4 equal to 0 is the required degree 4 quadratic equation for the given sum. Exercise 3.2 fifth sum. This is going to be different. And what is the question given here? Prove that a straight line and parabola cannot intersect at more than 2 points. Exercise 3.2 fifth sum. They are asking you to prove that the straight line and parabola cannot intersect at more than 2 points. I am going to write it as proof. Equation of straight line. What is the formula? Y equal to mx plus c. And equation of parabola. For parabola, you are having 4 types. I'm going to take only this one. Y square equal to 4ax. Straight line, I'm going to take this equation. Y equal to mx plus c. And for parabola, I'm going to take it as y square equal to 4ax. 1, 2. I'm going to take this one. Y square equal to 4ax. In place of y, I'm going to replace the first one. That is mx plus c equal to 4ax by 1. I'm going to use a plus b the whole square formula. That is a square plus b square plus 2ab method. Algebraic calculation minus. I'm going to bring this plus 4ac to my left hand side. Minus 4ac equal to 0. And I'm not going to simplify, or I'm not going to find the final answer and so on, students. I'm going to frame a quadratic equation. That is x square, x constant equal to 0. If I'm going to get a quadratic equation, then I can say I will have only 2 roots. So this equation, and this is a quadratic equation, and this equation cannot have more than 2 points, 2 solutions. And that is the condition we are seeing from the first. Hence, I'm going to replace the value as y. Put y equal to sin x we get. So what happens? This equation becomes y square minus 5y plus 4 equal to 0, students. If you see, this equation is in the form of quadratic equation. I am finding product and sum, calculating, and I am finding the answer for at last as y equal to 4 and y equal to 1. So this equation you can use quadratic formula or factorization method. In the starting, what I done is, in place put y equal to sin x. So again I am bringing this y in the form of sin. Sin x is equal to 4, and here sin x equal to 1. Sin x equal to 4 is not possible, since the value for sin x will be in between. The value for sin x must be in between minus 1 to plus 1. Sin x equal to 1. Sin x equal to, this is a trigonometrical condition, sin x instead of 1, sin pi by 2 means sin 90 degree. The value for sin 90 degree is 1. I am replacing like this. So the general term of writing the sine sequence is x is equal to n pi plus minus 1 whole to the power n pi by 2, where n belongs to z. Second question. If you see exercise 3.5, in that second sum they are given you this question, students. What I am going to do is, I am going to arrange this question as x cube, x square, x constant equal to 0. If you see this equation, it is a cubic equation, and this equation is a cubic equation. Just normal calculation. Here we are not going to substitute or do anything. We are going to do the simplification and find 3 roots. So what I am going to do is, I am going to give the values for x. When I am giving 1, I am not getting that. When I am giving the answer for x, I should get the answer as 0. So what I am doing is, I am taking this equation. Let p of x is equal to 12x cube minus 29x square plus 8x plus 4. First I am giving 1. In place of x, I am giving 1. I am not getting the answer as 0. In place of x, again I am giving the value as minus 1. While I am giving the value as minus 1, also I am not getting the value as 0. When I am giving the value as x is equal to 2, I am getting the answer as 0. So p of 2 equal to 0. That implies 2 is a root of p of x. X minus 2 is a factor. So using a division method, I am writing the question inside x minus 2. I am writing here, I am finding out using division method. So what is the value I am getting here? 12x square minus 5x minus 2. I am taking that particular quadratic equation using product sum. I am finding the value, students. So what is the answer I am getting at the last is x is equal to 2 by 3 and x is equal to minus 1 by 4. Therefore, the roots of the given equation is 2, 2 by 3 and minus 1 by 4. And this is a calculation you are seeing for last 2 years, that is 10th and 11th standard. So just you can try in any method, but the answer should be this one, students. Next, we are going to move on to rational root theorem. Rational root theorem. We are going to take the polynomial, that is an x to the power n plus etc. a1x plus a naught with an a naught not equal to 0. That is the first coefficient and the last coefficient must not be equal to 0. Be a polynomial with integer coefficients. if p by q with p comma q equal to 1 is a root of the polynomial, then p is a factor of a naught and q is a factor of an. So this is the concept of rational root theorem. While I am doing the sum, I will explain you those things. And the second point you have to remember, rational root theorem helps us to guess a solution and it does not give a solution. அதாவது இந்த நம்ம ஒரு சம் செய்யும்போது இது ஆன்சராக இருக்கலாமான்னு தான் அசியூம் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணும் தவிர இதுதான் அதோட ஆன்சர்னு வந்து நம்ம சொல்ல முடியாது. ஸோ அந்த ரேஷனல் ரூட் தியரம் கான்செப்ட் ஜஸ்ட் they are given you for one sum or one or two sums. Just we are going to apply and we are going to guess the answer. And we are not going to get the solution exactly. We are going to guess the solution. Now we are going to start with the second sum. Second sum they are given you like this. I am going to take an equal to 2 and a naught equal to minus 1. What is the condition for rational root theorem? If p by q is a root of the polynomial, then the particular HCF p comma q equal to 1. P must divide minus 1 and q must divide 2. So that is the concept. Minus 1, 2. Just note these two numbers. Minus 1, 2. The possible values of p is plus or minus 1. We are having only I am just noting only the number, students. 1, 2. So I am going to take both the signs, positive and negative, plus or minus 1. And possible values of q is the number what we saw in q is 2. If I want to find the factors 2 into 1, that is possible. So plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2. Using p and q, we can form the fraction. That is, I want to find a fraction p by q. Plus or minus 1 p and plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2 q. P by q means what I am going to do? Plus or minus 1 divided by plus or minus 1 and another combination plus or minus 1 divided by plus or minus 2. So using this combination, positive negative, you split it. If you are going to get like this, 1 minus 1 plus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Now I am just guessing the solution. So these values may be the solution for the particular equation. So first what I am going to do is I am going to write the given question. I am going to substitute that particular value in x. First I am giving 1, I am getting the answer as 0. So definitely p of 1 is a root of the given solution. Similarly, I am checking minus 1, 1 by 2 and also minus 1 by 2. You are not going to get the answer as 0 in this particular sum. So since I am getting 1 is a root of p of x, I can say x minus 1 is a factor. The remaining two roots I am going to find it out now. So x minus 1 I am writing here, writing the question inside. I am going to use by division method. After dividing, I am going to calculate and simplify. Finally, I am getting this answer, students. That is, the root of the given equation is 1 comma minus 1 plus or minus I root 7 by 4 and minus 1 minus I root 7 by 4. Exercise 3.5, third sum. Third sum, they are given you solve this equation, that is 8x to the power 3 by 2n minus 8x to the power minus 3 by 2n equal to 63. So what I am going to do is I am going to replace this value as y. So just see, as students, what I am going to do here is put y, that is, this is the meaning for that one. Put y equal to x to the power 3 by 2n. உங்களுக்கு கொஷினில் என்ன கொடுத்துருக்காங்க? x to the power 3 by 2n. இங்கே x to the power minus 3 by 2n. ரெண்டுமே வேறு, இது பாசிட்டிவ், இது நெகட்டிவ். ஸோ நான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு என்ன செய்கிறேன்னா, புட் y, இந்த பிளேஸ் வந்து நான் yன்னு ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணுறேன். y equal to x to the power 3 by 2n ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணுறேன். ஸோ ரைட் த கொஷின் ஆஸ் இட் இஸ். இந்த எப்போவுமே ஒரு விஷயம் எக்ஸ் டு த பவர் மைனஸ் ஏன்னு இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது 1 டிவைடட் பை எக்ஸ் டு த பவர் ஏன்னு எழுதலாம். இது ஒரு கான்செப்ட். அந்த பர்டிகுலர் வேல்யூவை தான் நான் இங்கே எழுதியிருக்கேன். Since we are having negative here, I am to replace this as positive. I am writing like this: minus 8 divided by x to the power 3 by 2n equal to 63. In place of these two values, I am replacing it as y. 8y minus 8 by y equal to 63. Cross multiply 8y square minus 8 divided by y equal to 63. Do the simplification, students. You will get this particular equation, that is 8y square minus 63y minus 8 equal to 0. Again I am repeating, this is a quadratic equation. You can do using quadratic formula or product sum method. It is up to you, but you have to do the calculation in a correct way. That's all. I am using product sum calculation. After calculating, I am getting the answer as y equal to 8, y equal to minus 1 by 8 students. Now in place of y, so what is the value for y? We have replaced in the first one x to the power 3 by 2n. இதுதான் நம்மளோட calculationோட method. நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம்? Replacement பண்ணோம். இந்த x to the power 3 by 2n y ன்னு போட்டோம். y க்கு இப்போ ஆன்சர் கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டோம். மறுபடியும் அந்த y என்ன பண்ணோம்னா ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணோம். அந்த ஒரிஜினல் கொஷினுக்கு நம்ம ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணோம். இப்போ y x to the power 3 by 2n, இந்த பிளேஸ்லையும் y x to the power 3 by 2n replace பண்ணியாச்சு students. After replacing, what I'm doing is, since I'm making a little adjustment, what I'm doing here is 3 by 2n can be written as x to the power 1 by 2n whole to the power 3. This 8 I'm writing it as 2 cube. So what happens? These 2, 3 power 3 will get cancelled. What is the remaining? X to the power 1 by 2n equal to 2. I want to find the value only for x. 1 by 2n left to right means 1 by 2n reciprocal change ஆகும். 1 by 2n leftலேருந்து ரைட்டுக்கு மூவ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா அந்த பவர் 2n by 1 சேஞ்ச் ஆகும். ஸோ x is equal to 2 to the power 2n வரும். ஸோ just little calculation, the 2 square மட்டும் calculate பண்ணிக்கிறேன். x is equal to 4 to the power n தான் நம்மளோட ஆன்சர். இல்லை மிஸ் நான் எனக்கு புரியலன்னா இப்படி கூட நீங்கள் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணலாம், அது ப்ராப்ளம் கிடையாது. Similarly, here also I am taking power 3 outside, minus 1 by 2, negative sign I am keeping it out, 1 by 2 whole to the power 3. So I am getting like this. Here I cannot calculate x to the power 1 by 2n, cannot be a negative value. Since I am having negative sign, I cannot calculate this particular value.
We are going to discuss about the maximum possible number of positive and negative roots of the following polynomial equation. Now we are going to do the first sum. Let us see the sum now.
Exercise 3.6, first sum. So this is a question given here. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to see the number, students. I'm going to check only the sign. Just to see here how I'm going to do. Plus positive to negative. The first one is positive. From positive, the sign is getting changed, negative. Again negative to positive. Again positive to negative. Again negative to positive. Now if you look here, everything is plus, positive. So there is no sign change. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times the sign is changed here? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a calculation. Positive to negative, one sign change. Again negative to positive, second. Positive to negative, third. Negative to positive, fourth. Now if you see here positive, again if you jump and see here, everything is positive. So there is no sign change. Coming to p of minus x. In the question, wherever you are having x, you are going to replace it as minus x. If the power is odd means you are going to get negative. Even means it will be converted to positive. So after calculating, I will be getting the form in this form. Now check here, negative, 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 everything is negative. Just see in this place, negative, this place while I am jumping, I am getting it as positive. Minus into plus, one jump, again plus into minus, another jump, again minus into plus, third jump. 1, 2 and 3. We are having 3 changes. So just see here students, the number of sign changes for p of x. P of x, the number of sign changes 4, and for p of minus x, the number of sign changes 3. Maximum possible number of positive root is 4 and negative root is 3. So that is the concept. If you see here, maximum number of positive root is 4 means it can be 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4.
Negative root means 0, 1, 2, 3. So that is the calculation. So what is the question they have asked you? Just I have worked out it. So using the number of sign changes, P of x 4 means positive. P of minus x 3 means negative. Maximum number of positive root means 4. Negative root is 3. Next we are going to move on to the second sum.
Exercise 3.6 second sum. Discuss the maximum possible number of positive and negative roots of the following equation: x square minus 5x plus 6 and x square minus 5x plus 16. And also they are asking you to draw a rough sketch of the graph.
Exercise 3.6 second sum, students. If you see P of x, they have given you this question. First I am going to check the sign change. Positive to negative, negative to positive. So how many times the sign is changed? 2 times. 2 jump, 2 signs. 2 times the sign is getting changed. So coming to P of minus x, in place of x you are going to replace it as minus x. You are going to calculate. After calculating, if you see here, everything is positive, so there is no sign change. So the number of sign changes for P of x is 2 and P of minus x is 0. Maximum number of possible positive root is 2 and negative root is 0. Maximum number of positive root means it can be 0, 1, 2. So these are the possible ways I am telling you. Positive root is 2, negative root is 0. So coming to this part, they are given you the second question. If you see a sign change, positive to negative, negative to positive 2 times. Here there is no sign change. So the number of sign changes for P of x is 2, 0. Maximum number same, positive to negative 0. And just keep this as it is. And they are asking you to draw the graph for this one. Normal graph. How you will be doing for normal calculation? Take the equation. Just you are going to take the range, students. Minus 3 to plus 3 I am just taking here. You are going to try the graph. You are going to draw the graph. I am going to find the solution for x. Just see here. If you draw the graph, you will be getting in this form. In this form, you will be getting this graph. If you see, x will be touching in 2 places. X is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. So these two are the solutions for x, that is positive roots. You are getting 2 positive roots. So that is the concept here. Positive root is 2. Maximum possible positive root is 2. Answer I am getting here. Similarly, if you come here, if you come to this place, you will be drawing the graph. And if you check here, the value for x is 0. Since it is not touching x, the value for x is 0. You may get a doubt. Miss, maximum number of positive root is 2 means how I am getting here 0? Our concept is it can be 0, 1 or 2. இந்த மூணுத்துல எந்த ஆன்சர் வேணாலும் பாசிபிள்னு சொல்றாங்க. அப்போ இதுல நம்மளுக்கு என்ன ஆன்சர் வந்திருக்குன்னா 0 ன்னு நம்மளுக்கு ஆன்சர் வந்திருக்கு. அதுதான் அந்த சம்மோட கான்செப்ட். So this is the idea for second sum, students. Now we are going to move on to the third sum.
Exercise 3.6 third sum. Show that the given equation has at least 6 imaginary solution.
Exercise 3.6 third sum. Third sum, just see here, students. If you check the sign change, plus positive to negative, one sign change, negative to positive, another sign change, again positive to positive, everything is positive, there is no sign change. So how many sign changes I am having here? 2. Coming to P of minus x, simplify, you will be getting in this form. Just check here, students. Be clear with the idea. If you are going to get negative, here also negative means there is no sign change. But in the next step itself, the sign is getting changed. Minus 2 plus. But if you see here, everything is positive. So there is no sign change, only one sign change. The number of sign changes for P of x is 2 and P of minus x is 1. So totally how many sign changes is taking place here? 3. So this is a concept. 3 times the sign is getting changed in positive and negative roots. What is the concept? This is the real roots. I can tell this as real roots. The equation, highest power of the equation is 9. Totally I am going to get 9 roots. In that 3 are positive real roots. The remaining 6 is going to be imaginary roots. So that is a concept they are telling here, students.